You never know who you're going to see.
I beat one guy one-on-one my whole career. It's timing. It's for the clinching goal to bring the trophy back.
What you're going to hear.
You got a lot of desperate people in the city. They're desperate because they don't have opportunity.
Or what they've got to say.
When you can take people inside of a crime, show them things they wouldn't normally see.
The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's what you're going to hear on my podcast, Open Mic. Find it where you find your podcasts.
Welcome to another episode of Open Mic. I'm Mike Morse. Today we're going to take a different approach to the podcast. Usually we've been focusing on things wrong with Detroit and things wrong with the world, but I read some stuff. I watched a couple of videos of Michael Phillips and his father's first movement, and I thought it was extremely positive. I thought it was something that I was moved by and I wanted to share, so we're bringing it to you today. So welcome to the show, Michael Phillips and Romell Holmes.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate you.
I don't mind a clap. I don't mind a little clap. Guys, it's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I'm excited to move. I've been doing a lot of stuff on wrongful conviction and how messed up our bail system is and lots of crime stuff. And I'm excited to share something positive here in Detroit. Definitely. So, Michael, let's start with you. Why don't you give me a brief minute on your background and who you are and where you went to school and where you grew up?
Okay, my name Michael Phillips. I'm from the east side of Detroit in a neighborhood on 7 Mile and Hayes. And I went to school to Hammond Elementary, Hammond Middle, and then I went down the street to Denby High School.
So you're a Detroit product.
I'm a Detroit product.
That's awesome. Romell, what about you?
I also grew up on the east side of Detroit. I'm from the Woolward area, Woolward and Grand Boulevard area. I went to Plymouth Educational Center for elementary school. Went out to the Pierce Middle School in Grosse Pointe for 6th and 7th grade, and then I came back to Harper Woods, then transferred to East Detroit. So I was
You're all over.
Yeah, I was all over.
But you're also a Detroiter.
Yeah, definitely. I grew up, born and raised.
And the neighborhoods you guys grew up in were not the best, were they?
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
So, I have research here, and Michael, you've provided this, if you grew up in 48025.
Yes.
And that's a lot of gang activity and a lot of bad activity.
Yeah, it was, if you wasn't built to survive, you will be traumatized and you will fall a victim to the environment.
And you guys both witnessed lots of bad stuff?
Oh, right in front of my eyes.
Give me a story. What was one of the worst things you've ever seen?
Oh, well, one of the worst things I ever seen was a shootout right in front of my face while I was trying to walk to school.
Yeah, that could be traumatizing. How old were you?
I was 14 years old.
Wow. Yeah. I can't imagine. And Romell, do you have a story?
Probably just about the same, but it was really in his neighborhood. I was picking one of my baby sisters went to Chandler Park, right there on 8 Mile and Kelly, and it was in the morning, and I actually saw a dude get killed like right across the street. But it was like 7:30 in the morning.
And you were a youngster?
Yeah, I was real young. I think I was going into high school.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I was going into high school. She was probably 1st, 2nd grade.
But the two of you kind of have avoided gangs and neither one of you have been arrested or been put in jail or anything like that.
Nope.
Which is great and commendable. And now you're a father.
Yes.
Are you a father?
Yes, sir.
So how old is your child?
My oldest, I have 2.
Okay.
My oldest is 2, and I have a son that's about to turn 1 tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And how about you, Romell?
My son just turned 3 2 days ago.
Congratulations.
August 2nd.
Fatherhood, we all have that in common here.
Yes.
I have 3 daughters. There's probably pictures up on the wall that you guys can see.
Beautiful family.
Thank you. And that was another thing that moved me by your story. I agree with you that being a father is the greatest gift of the whole world.
Yes,
definitely.
And Michael, when I was reading your bio or some of the comments you've made, was that you were pretty tore up when your parents got divorced when you were 14.
Yes.
And my parents got divorced when I was 12, and it's like there's a death in the family.
Yeah.
Even though they're both alive, it's like for a child, for a 12, 13, 14-year-old child, it's a loss.
You feel incomplete.
Did you have a similar experience, Romell?
Yeah, definitely.
So, and that's common not just in 48025, but in where I grew up in Southfield and Oak Park and
everywhere.
and Detroit,
Everywhere around the world.
Yeah, everybody, there's a lot of divorce, and there's a lot of people who aren't getting married and raising kids, and there's not two family homes and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But your point, I'm going to let you make your point, and Michael, I'll let you start. But you guys started a movement, the Father's First movement. What is your point? What is the mission behind that movement?
Okay, the mission behind the Father First movement is to bring men together, and start being positive, not with just each other, but with our kids. So you're going to see us doing a lot of events, having it for not only the man, but for our kids as well. And it's also for men to be able to come together and connect, and reach out to each other. And let's stop being apart from each other. Because right now, you got men that don't even talk to their family or don't talk to their neighbors. Everybody trying to stay to themselves because it's bad. But I'm trying to show guys, we can still come together and do everything with our kids, for our kids, while we're still living.
Right.
That's a beautiful message. Romell, what's your take on it?
I mean, he kind of the same thing for real, and that's really the beauty of it, because we coming from basically the same thing, but we got two different motives. Like, my whole motive is I really just want all the fathers that don't really take care of their kids to really show them, like, it's a beautiful thing having your kid in your life. Like, it's just different.
What do you see out there? What in your communities, what do you see with regards how the fathers are treating their children?
I mean, it's not more so with all the people that we deal with. We have a few friends that go through stuff like just with their baby mothers and everything. So either their baby mother won't let them see the kid, or really we don't let nobody around us not take care of their kid. So it's like that's your only option if you with us. If you have a kid, bring them around. Make sure you bring them around.
So you have friends, or you have people or you have acquaintances, and you see them not paying attention to their kid. They're going out partying. They're doing whatever.
Yeah.
How are you guys intervening?
So like me, for an example, my father is still living, but he's not coming around me. Like, he haven't reached out to me and, things like that.
Have you reached out to him?
Yeah, plenty of time.
And he's not interested?
No.
That's painful.
Yeah, I take it every day in a positive way, and it encouraged me to stay in my kid's life.
Say, I'm never going to do that to my children.
Never.
And if you see it happening, you guys are vocal, and you're saying, hey, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
very vocal.
We're trying to create that change and bring that change to the fatherhood, but not also just bring that change. We're also trying to bring the better decision making. We're trying to make them see that it's cool to be a dad. It's cool to be a family dad. It's cool.
Fun.
It's fun.
It's real fun.
I really have fun.
It's absolutely the best thing we do.
Yes, because family is everything,
So why do you, do you think this is a black thing? You think this is a universal thing?
It's a universal thing for sure. Because, like, I'm not even, just being honest, growing up I thought it was only a black thing, but now that I'm older, I really see more races in it's more than just the black race that's saying like people having problems with their kids or don't want to take care of their kids. Like, I never see what you get out of bringing a kid. Like, the kid didn't ask to come in the world.
Right.
So why wouldn't you want to be there for them at least until the 18-year mark where they can be on their own? Like, at least show them the blueprint to certain steps. Just make them stay in school. Make sure they're not in the streets. Like, just help them with sports. Like, that's our motive with everything.
And also, it's to remind every father, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, it's to also remind you that, before you make that decision, you're not only making that decision for yourself, you're making that decision for your kids, you're making that decision for your family, you're making that decision for your wife. I'm trying to remind everybody, before you decide to do anything, think about them first. Let's stop waiting until it's too late, and let's stop waiting until you're sick and now you want to do the right thing and things like that.
And you both sound like you understand having fathers who are distant or absent in your life, how that affected you.
Definitely.
And how that affects you as adults.
Yes.
Really.
Right? And I know it. Just and my dad and I were close after they got divorced, but it still affects you.
Yeah.
My dad died when I was 22. That affects you,
Yeah.
and you don't know how long. We don't know how long we're going to be here.
Right.
And these kids, I think about that every day. That today could be the last day, and my kids have got to know how much I love them and how much
Every
I
day.
respect them and how proud of them I am, because I remember my last phone call with my dad. It was 30 years ago, and I remember that last phone call. I remember what we said, and
Some things you just never won't forget.
right. And the kids don't get that. The kids don't have
Right.
perspective on that.
Right.
Right.
But the fact that you guys are reminding people in a positive way is beautiful. Really, really positive, and I commend you both.
Yeah, and we
I
have
truly
we have a
appreciate it.
lot to offer in this Father First movement. It's not only to remind people or bring people together. It's also is very bigger than that. We here to let guys know. After it's more than just signing the papers after the baby is born. It goes to going downtown and getting your side of the custody, putting yourself on child support. Stop letting
Voluntarily going out there and doing it.
Right.
And let the judge know what you can afford. Let's stop letting the system, get a hold of us and tear us down. Okay, if we can't change the law, there's nothing we can do about it. But here are the steps you can go about with the law.
That's interesting. So you're saying even if you can't afford it,
Right.
let the judge know, I'm a dad, I'm this child's father, I want to be part of their lives, his life, her life, but I'm not working. I can't afford child support right now. I'm looking for a job.
Being honest
Please
gets you a
don't
long way.
please don't
Honestly.
terminate my
Even
parental
if,
rights.
Right. Even if you are working, you can let the judge know what you can afford, and it won't be so high. But you're showing the judge that I'm stepping up.
Right, show them that you care at least.
So what do most people do? Put their head in the sand and just let the judgments go in court?
Well, this trend of lack of father and lack of knowledge has been going on so long. They think, after I sign these papers at the hospital, it stops there,
The responsibilities stop.
Yeah.
Which is obviously not true.
which is not true.
And you're trying to remind them, how did you feel when your dad wasn't around, when your dad was out working or doing whatever?
Empty.
And and so you don't want that to. Why would you want that to happen to your child? Is that part of the message?
There's almost 100% of the message,
Yeah.
for real,
Yeah.
literally, because a lot of dudes didn't grow up with fathers, so when now they doing what they doing to make the babies, and now they just like, oh yeah, I'm all right. Like I didn't have a father figure, so I don't know how to be one. And this,
That's a good point.
all you have to do is just, all honesty, be yourself.
Romell, that's a great point, that some of these young men don't even know how to do it because
Right.
they didn't have that role model.
Right. Mhm.
And now you guys are trying to give
Let
them
them-
some tools.
I just tell people, like, one of my youngest brothers just had a baby. He just turned 20 years old. I just tell him every day, just be yourself. Your daughter gonna love you for being you. Simple as that. Everything we do on a regular basis will be here today and 20 years from now. So
That's
just love your babies. Lay with your baby all day. It's nothing more important than your baby right now. Period.
We need to start seeing more suit and ties than street clothes.
Yeah.
So are you guys, either one of you employed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me what you guys are doing.
I work from home right now for Quicken Loans.
Me too. Quicken Loans?
Yeah.
They just went public this morning. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
They went public this morning. It's they had their IPO this morning. I watched them ring the bell. Dan Gilbert went to New York and rang the bell. What do you do for Quicken?
It's just basically like put through loans basically all day. Literally.
That's great.
Yeah, it's simple. It's a real simple job.
That's okay, but it's a good
Yeah, it's
company. It's a
perfect.
good job. That's great.
Perfect for me.
Mine, I work at Chrysler, and during this time, during the pandemic, I had to make a strong decision on I can go to work, and risk myself getting sick to take care of my family, or I can put my family first and do not get them sick, So right now I'm on medical leave. Yeah, because the decision, and I can't tell you when the last time I've been to work. So it's all about putting my family and my kids first.
That's I bet you that was a hard choice.
It was a very hard choice. It was sleepless nights. It was, letting God know I'm not giving up no opportunity that He has blessed me with.
We talked on the phone for about an hour about it.
Yeah, and, it's really sad because I have a 2-year-old and I got a 1. He finna turn 1 tomorrow. So, it's easy for them to get sick. And if I get them sick, you know, how would that make me feel by putting a job over my family and my kids? So I had to take a...
That's a hard one. And so I assume when this all this craziness ends, you're going to want to get back to work, and Chrysler's holding your job for you?
Right now, it's like, you know, they can let me go if they want to and things like that. But Chrysler do know that people are falling lack of, you know, child care, daycares, and, you know, if they know people are making a decision whether they want to come back or not. So.
And are you both with your children's mothers right now?
Yes.
And you all live together as a family?
Yes.
Beautiful.
I have my fiance here. Kayla.
Hi there. Kayla?
Yeah, Kayla.
Hi, Kayla.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Thanks for being here. So you got a special dude here.
Yes.
And is he special in your community, or are there a lot of guys like him running around?
There's not a lot. He's very unique, special.
So what do you think about the movement, the Father's First movement?
I think it's great. A lot of men need to step up and be there for the children. They need to learn the right way or their own way, something they weren't shown, you know? Because in the Black community or any community, if a father is not there, it affects the children. It affects that child so much.
Simple as that.
I agree with you, and I don't think it's a black or white thing. I think if a father's missing, it's going to affect any color kid.
Period. So I also let her know every day, you know, it don't just affect the kids. It would affect the mothers. The burden we leave on them, you know, if we go to prison or if we get killed out here, you know, the job she's going to have to do, that is a lot, you know, because the way we have to live now, the economic is so hard to live. You need 2 incomes to at least maintain. Right. So just imagine the burden we put on the mothers when we get left out here, when we leave them out here. We don't just leave the kids behind. We leave a woman that's going to always be there, you know. The burden she's going to have to do, the double work she's going to have to do, trying to find somebody, you know, to watch the kids while she do go to work, you know.
Yeah.
So things like that.
Some dudes don't realize like a 30-minute just laying there for 30 minutes watching one cartoon show will mean so much to a little kid. Just like 30 minutes of your time, it will really make a kid feel
I agree with
so
you.
big about so much about themselves. And it's like a lot of dudes don't pay that no attention, but we really focused on, every day we try to focus on certain dudes that, like, because we just started this in a conversation in the parking lot. It went from there, and then we started to take it serious. We lost a couple brothers that had kids, and that's where it really hit us home. Like, all right, we got to do this. We really got to do this.
So what happens there when somebody does go to prison, when somebody does get killed, when somebody abandons the wife, the baby's mother and the baby? What are you guys doing in that regard?
From my perspective, I want them type of situations like I was telling him. I know Rome wasn't built overnight, so I know it's gonna take time. But later on down the line, I want us to have a full service to where all you have to do is call us. We can get you babysitters. We can get you groceries delivered to you, anything, because a lot of people are really on their own. And you know, a lot of people don't want to ask for help, and I'm not sure why, but it's just a thing, self-esteem or whatever the case may be. A lot of people don't like asking for help. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we want to get to that point where if you do get locked up or if you do get killed or anything,
we want to offer the help to those fathers.
Literally, a father figure. Period. Mm-hmm. If anything happened to me, I know for a fact him and Kayla gonna take care of my kid regardless. Mm-hmm. So it's just basically we just want a lot of people to know, like, all right, if anything was to happen to you, you have fathers first on your back. Mm-hmm. Literally, we're gonna help you regardless to anything.
It reminds me of, you know, when a police officer gets killed, the police department comes in and takes care of that family.
Yes.
Like it's their own family. Yes. And that's kind of what you guys are describing.
Yeah, like for Thanksgiving, we want to try to get a couple families this year. Even though this is the first year, we're going to try to get at least 10 to 15 families, get them all together. So they don't have to worry about nothing. The only thing they have to do is cook.
It's not, or, you know, not about dropping the food off. I would love to sit at a big table, you know, full of family, and full of laugh with the kids, and we come together and we could tell each other what we're thankful for. And I think that's the best thing on Thanksgiving.
Can I get a seat at that table?
Yeah, you can.
That sounds
sure.
awesome.
That's going to be awesome. We're going.
Rocky and I are going to come.
Oh yeah, bring your family, man, definitely.
So that's a good segue into, you've already had one event last Father's Day.
Yes.
Tell me about that event.
The event. It was so amazing. And I just want to say this first. Every kid that showed up, that came, not one of them cried. From the babies to the older, not one baby cried because they felt comfortable. I was able to bring men that didn't know each other together, and most didn't come by themselves. Most came with their mother or their kid, their wife, their girlfriend, and they came as a family, and they watched their kids play with each other. They was able to talk and connect and enjoy because everything that's been going on has been real bad and sad. And we are following the COVID-19 precautions as well. So, but to able to see them come during a time like this, it was amazing. I had a long day, but it was a great long day. I told my lady at night, I said, I can't sleep. I can't believe I did it. I tell my brother Romell, I said, man, I can't believe we did it, because talking is one thing, but actually doing it, it was amazing.
I got goosebumps. That sounds amazing. So you have another event planned, August 24th, 2020.
Yes.
Tell me, where is that event, and what time is that event, and who can come to that event?
Everybody in the world can come to
All right.
Nobody
I hope you have a big park.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you doing it?
Big.
At the JFK Memorial Park.
On Stevens and Stroder in East Point.
East Point.
East Point.
Yes, sir.
And what time?
3 p.m. to 7 p.m.
And everybody's welcome.
Everybody is welcome.
But you're looking for
whether you got
fathers,
kids, fathers,
kids,
uncles, mothers, aunties,
brothers, because the uncles' lives matter as well. The brothers' lives matter as well. They are real fathers. They are fathers, even if they don't have kids, because if something happens to me, my brother has to step up, and you're next in line.
Period.
So that's why I want us to be close. So when you look at your boy kids or your close friend kids, we need each other. If something happens, you have to step up. So it's this Friday first. It's not about just man having kids. It's also for the uncles. It's also for the stepfathers.
Right.
That has stepped up big time.
I try to tell a lot of people, because my mom, she a real jokester, so she like, fathers first, what about the mothers? Like, I raised you. I'm like, yeah. So I feel where you
Don't
coming
forget about
from.
the mamas.
I feel where you coming from for that, but it's just, like I told her, mother's way, like, if a mother, at the end of the day, a mother not going to leave her kid the way a father will. A lot of fathers are just, I don't know what be going through their brain on a regular, but I cannot wake up and not see my kid. So it's like
it comes with the system.
True.
We already know the system is not behind us men. So that's what I'm here to teach them, is to get your side of custody. And as you get in the side of custody, you put yourself on child support. Now, and at the same time as you doing all of this, keep a cool mind, keep a cool headset. Right. So you don't get tricked out of your spot from being a father. Don't hurt no one else. Right. She want to move on, you let her move on. Because if you do anything wrong, it's easy for you to go to jail or get killed in a heartbeat. So I'm here to...
Yeah. No, that's a good point that people are having kids young.
Yeah.
And they may break up.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And you're saying, okay, you know what? You may break up. You may not be with this person the rest of your life, but...
be with that kid for the rest of your life.
You guys made a decision to bring a child into the world. Mm-hmm. And be partners.
Yeah.
I mean, because this child's going to go through things, need things, eventually get married one day, and you guys want to be there together.
Yeah, together. That's all it's about.
Right. And so that's tricky.
Yeah.
And having a group like yours to support them and talk about it.
See, that's another thing that why I'm so glad it's me and him that did everything, because we know a lot of people. Yeah. So a lot of people look at us like oh, they doing this? Yeah, all right. Like, they're looking, everybody knows us for football, literally.
Yeah. When you come in with a movement like this, it comes with great leadership. So the leadership was already in us. God doesn't make any mistakes. So I know what burden comes with this. So I have big plans. We have big plans for this Father First movement. Sure. We're gonna. I see we're gonna be state to state. It's a real movement. I want to have Father First daycares. I want to have Father First seminars. Father First therapy. You know, I want to have Father First. You know, we get a group of lawyers behind us, right. So we can, when we go take the man in court, they has a lawyer. They're following the right procedures.
Wow.
You know, with
Smart.
getting their side of custody and with putting their stuff on child support, and the lawyer letting them know, hey man, you get your place, you get a room for your kids, this, that, and the third. So when you want your side and the judge asks, you know, where the baby going to be staying and things like that, you already have everything ahead. You know, you got the room, you working, you know, you can afford
right.
these.
I love everything you guys are talking about and what you guys stand for. How can people connect with you? How can they see about the events? How can they help?
You can follow the Fathers First Movement page on Instagram. It's just Fathers First Movement, and you can follow it on Facebook at Fathers First Movement.
Yep.
Okay, let's get some followers.
They
I'm
can
gonna
link to both
follow.
of our phones. Yeah, please.
I'm gonna do that today when we get done recording.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow.
Please.
And what do you guys need for your event on the 24th? So we need people there. We need to get the word out.
Support. Literally.
Support. And I also have a GoFundMe for the Father First movement.
So if they go to GoFundMe.com, they type in Father First Movement, and they can donate some money.
Yeah,
and the money's going to go to
the event. It's going to go to the bounce house. It's going to go to the food,
DJs,
it's the DJs, because it's
the park.
The event.
Yeah.
Let me speak on the event more.
Go for it. Let's hear
Please
it.
speak
The
on
event
it.
is nice and
Please.
it's very touching.
Yeah.
Okay, the event is called Kobe Day 824 Kiddo Disco, and I made it Kobe Day because how Kobe was on the court, I wasn't a fan of him because he was beating everybody that I like.
Okay.
But what he did off the court, as a father, I cannot take that from him. You know, and it made me look at him as a hero in that way. Because no matter how busy he was playing basketball and no matter all the things he went through, because I followed Kobe, that was my generation legend. He also he made sure that he was a father. Mm-hmm. He made sure he married his woman and keep his daughters in a 2-family household. See, those things I was looking at a very young age, and those things was inspiring me. Not he's successful because he played basketball. No, he's successful off the court as well. Even with LeBron James, you know what they do as a father and as a family man, it'd be fun watching them, you know, make their little TikTok videos. You know, they Taco Tuesdays and things like that. Like, those really inspired me. And I'd be like, I want to do that. You know, I want to do that with my family.
I love it.
Yeah, things like that.
I go live and dance with my son all day, every day. We sit there and dance.
Yeah, my kids make me do TikToks with them. Have you guys are young. Your kids are a little young for TikToks, but get ready. Get ready.
Oh no, they above. There. They gon' if they see you working it, they'll learn quick.
Kayla, let me ask you a question. What do your friends think of this?
They love it.
Are they jealous? Are they envious? Or
No.
they're not envious.
No, they love it.
Do their is it what's the word I'm looking for? Is it catchy? Is it are their families, are their fathers of their children stepping up and seeing what Romell and Michael are doing and trying to emulate what they're doing?
Yeah, they love it. They all look at it. They like, oh, I want to go to this. I want to bring my family. I want to tell their dads if they're not with them. I want to tell them, oh, you can bring them to this event, or you can go on this and see what they're doing and all that. Just look at this and see what they're doing to see how you can interact with your child.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Like learn from them or stuff like that.
What we were talking about earlier was, some of these men don't have role models. Right. So Kayla's friends and their husbands and boyfriends and fiancés are watching you guys closely. Oh, and that's a beautiful thing.
What's crazy is this was just last night. I pulled up on my father just to check on him, and like literally four or five of his homeboys. They're all 40 plus, and they like, yeah, man, we following the page. They like,
really? So are you not close with your dad anymore?
Now, yeah, now we're real close because it's like Like I'm not even. I had to actually sit down and let them know. Like, all right, well, in life, I'm not really appreciating what you're doing. So we need to
Some
get
tough
this right.
love.
Yeah, for real. And it's not even. It was more so for my little sisters. My little sisters, they like. It's no way they should be looking at me as a father figure. Even though I don't have a problem with it, but you want to right down the street. So
Yeah, you
come finish being a father.
I think there's going to be a course or some explanation or some groups when you guys get your groups together about forgiveness.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I think the fact that you're forgiving your father for whatever happened
it was real hard too. But at the end of the day, I'm a grown man, and everything that happened in the past is in the past. So in order for me to focus on my son and not make the same makes as my dad, I felt like I need to talk to him and ask him like, why did you do this? What was going through your mind when you did this? And literally just talking to him now, it's like all I gotta do is call him. Hey, what's up, Pop? What you doing?
See,
that's beautiful.
Just hearing that story, it encouraged me when I want to give up, not wanting to bring me and my dad relationship back together. I have it right in front of me where somebody is encouraging me to, put the differences to the side. I don't want to. Next time I see my dad, I don't want it to be at the funeral. I do want my grandkids to meet him. Yeah.
Well, your dad's missing out. Tell him I said so.
I will. And
I mean,
I
he's
told
missing.
my dad that, like, for
he's
real.
missing out on his grandkids.
Yeah.
He's missing out on his beautiful daughter-in-law. And,
watching the son
and a beautiful
become a
right.
true man.
It's
Absolutely.
It's very touching because, I've been with Kayla since 10th grade year, and I was her only boyfriend.
Right.
I am her only, But hearing her background, her mom died our freshman year. Did I get that right? 10th grade year. And she only missed one day of school. And she never knew her father. So just hearing her story, and I came up in a 2-parent household, and then my pops giving up on me and things like that, it's like, I feel for her. I think about her mom every day. So, and I feel like just treating her right. No one is perfect. Yes, I have made mistakes. But with treating her right and doing what I need to do as her man, I know her mom proud of me, and that's what I aim for. I know my dad tell my mom all the time, he proud of me, but I need him to tell it to me.
So your parents still talk?
Yeah, they still talk. It's 8 of us. I'm his oldest. The youngest is 17. So they're still dealing with my younger brothers and sisters as well. It's me. I have my own family. I cannot dwell on the past.
Right.
It is what it is. I cannot change it. I can't keep crying about it. I have moved on mentally, so I can start being strong for my own family and stop giving Kayla excuses on why I am the way I am. Like, I had to get out of that,
Yeah.
And I want to break the cycle.
Yeah, everything that happened back then, I feel like it really made us who we are today. It made us want to be there in our kids' life, want to see that every day what they learn today. Like, because like I say, we got a 3-year-old, 2-year-old, and 1-year-old. So it's like every day they learn.
Every day.
I refuse to miss anything of my son learning, or I need to be there to help him.
real.
Oh no, look, you don't do it like this, do it like this, and watch. Now watch. You want to ride your bike? Let's do this. You feel me? But it just be certain stuff that I know if anybody else teach him, he just gonna be like my son know exactly who I am. So or if anybody else teaching him, I'd rather my daddy teach me. And like my son will physically say that, I'd rather my daddy do it, or I'd rather my dad. So it's like all day. My son is 3 years old, and my dad and my dad.
Yeah,
so
that's how it was.
It's over. I'm not going nowhere. I can't go nowhere.
A lot of people you'll hear as your kids get older, didn't it go by fast? Can you believe how fast it went? Blink of an eye. But I'll tell you something. As a dude sitting here with a 17-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 12-year-old. Yes, it does go by fast, but if you're present with the children growing up, it doesn't go by as fast as others. Mm-hmm. If you're a distant parent, if you're not active in your child's life, I think it goes by much faster.
Right.
So what you guys are doing does slow down time.
Definitely.
Being present, spending time with your children, obviously you'll never regret it. You know the difference it's going to make in their lives,
Right.
and the contagious factor of the movement you guys are bringing gives me so much hope for the youth right now. And I will do anything I can to help you guys, and let's get the message out there, and let's keep the families, strong, whether they're together or not, and show fathers what a true father looks like. That's what you guys are doing, and it brings me lots of joy to hear your story. And I look forward to watching you guys grow this movement into something massive.
Yeah, because every day people is reaching out to me. Every day, by the hour. I have a radio show in Florida. I have a couple in Florida, and then I gotta go from Florida to Georgia. Like
What are you talking about? You got radio shows in Florida?
Yeah, well, they wanna hear about the movement. They wanna get behind the movement.
Who's they? What show?
It's called Living Life with Vita.
And is that all on your Facebook and Instagram channel if people want to listen to your radio show?
Yeah.
All right.
I just did one with Kay and Clay. Shout out to them. I hope they hear this. I just did my.
Well, we're recording this, and we'll give it to you, and you could put it on your Facebook and your Instagram and send it down to Florida.
That's good.
What's the flyer in front of you?
Okay, this is the flyer for the next event, and I'm bringing these in here for you.
Oh, I'm gonna hand them out.
Okay,
Please do.
I'm gonna hand them out. I'm gonna show it to Rocky so our viewers can watch it. But if you are a listener to this podcast, we'll put it all. Go to our YouTube page and our Facebook, and you'll be able to get this stuff. This is great, guys. Bounce houses, music, games, prizes, food, special guest.
Yeah.
$12 admittance fee
for adults.
Kids and babies for free.
Yeah.
At the JFK Memorial Park in East Point. Well, I'm going to do my best to be there, and I'm really glad we sat down. Thank you for sharing your stories. It's really an impressive movement that you guys have started, and I truly hope that it catches on and you get to all 50 states.
Oh, this is giving me chills. Yeah. I couldn't sleep last night. I was so excited.
That's great.
To hear you reach out to me. Everybody know you. So they're like, I'm like, yeah. And it's like, I'm excited not about what I'm going to say, but just you having me here is very appreciative, because Lord knows we come from a very dark place.
Yeah. And when I told people we was going to talk to Mike Morse, they like, what trouble you in? I'm like, no, it's different. We're not in no trouble. And we're going to talk to him, but we're not in no trouble.
So just for you to help us get our story out. Because she hear about this, he hear about us talking hours. She hear it every day. So just to let someone else be interested, I'm very appreciative for that.
Guys, it's my pleasure. Truly, 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 this is my pleasure. My heart is full listening to your stories, and we will get the message out.
Thank you.
All right. Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you too as well.
And we'll talk soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Open Mic. Today's episode was special. Romell Holmes and Michael Phillips told us about the Father's First Movement, which is this amazing organization helping fathers and helping keep families together and help in their plans, and their mission is huge. And they have an event August 24th that we'll have all over our stuff so you can get to it and donate. But man, these guys bring me a lot of hope for the future. So it was a great episode. If you liked it, please share it. Please let all your friends know. Subscribe to our page on the subscribe button that somebody put over my head or below my head, and comment. And thank you so much for the support and watching and listening. We really, truly appreciate it.